morning. It is Friday, July 24th, I believe, 2015. I know I got that part right, the year. A lot of times back in the day, I wouldn't even know what year it was, but that's a story for another day. What do I got here? Oh, you too. Yeah. Hey, that's kind of appropriate because I'll most likely be throwing this on YouTube like everything else. All the other slop I put together. I got this at the guard in front of TD Garden the other night when I would get out of work. Those only shirts and it says U2 the band was playing at the Garden, not U2 the YouTube. U2 was playing at the Garden, so they had these shirts, so I thought it was a little cute. I was gonna give it. I was gonna actually give it to my girlfriend, but then I realized that she don't like U2, so I kept it. So that's mine. That's not what we're going to talk about U2, even though I used to love U2. I used to like U2, but anyway, that's not the topic. Topic today will be this is coming up on 1 year that I got my Fitbit, and I've lost about 61 pounds. I guess I'm up to now. I didn't weigh myself today a couple days ago, so it was 60 pounds, 61 pounds at that point. I tell you, the whole thing that how this all transpired was really like most of my life, a lot of just crazy things that just happen out of the blue. But anyway, I had seen about a little over a year ago this ad on Craigslist for people that were overweight that Mass General was conducting. And that they would give you something like I had no idea what it was. They just called it a Fitbit, and I didn't know what. I thought maybe it wrapped around your waist or something like that. But I don't know. All I knew is it paid a nice little stipend. So, and that I was overweight. It was no way around that. And that I would probably, that'd be a nice little way to make a little bit of extra cash since I wasn't working full time. And that, every little bit helps. So, anyway, this was the weekend. I believe I'd gone to New York City to visit my brother. Usually once a year I go to see him. And, it was a very hot, humid weekend, and we're walking around, and that's one thing about New York. Wherever you go, you gotta walk. And brother's in shape. He's always been a walker, and he's like almost 20 years older than me, but he's just still in much better shape than me probably. But it was just like a really hot weekend. Everything we were doing was just involving a lot of walking and taking the subway and walking up all those stairs in New York. They don't even have any escalators. It's like our train system only like 20 years, 30 years ago. It's just like everything is just I don't know. It's another thing I don't care about New York, but um, so anyway, there was like we were doing so much walking, and I just was really just realizing how just out of shape I was, and just we were talking like my brother was so easy, he's just so used to walking all the time anyway, his whole life. But I was like saying how I'm getting this thing next week, which I had no idea what it was, but I'm going to be doing this study. And so we were kind of breaking down, like, if you walk a mile, how many calories you burn, and blah, 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 and all this. And, I think when I came back, that I guess I came back on a Monday morning or whatever, and I had a great time. Went to the Mets game and everything like that. But anyway, I was like, my God, it's like I got to do something here because it wasn't really a cosmetic thing. It was just I always just felt, I realized it just that I was just feeling like really run down a lot and tired, and what good was it giving up the whole partying lifestyle and everything if I was just gonna just gorge myself, and just eat whatever I wanted, not work it off, one way or another, you're gonna wind up 6 feet under, whether you have a buzz or not. But anyway, so that week I got the Fitbit, which got right here. Now I got a watch that goes with it, but and that measures my pulse and calories burned and all that. But I got that. Then I told my girlfriend what I was getting, and she had no clue. She had got one like about a week and a half beforehand. So funny how that all worked. So I was going to get paid regardless of whether I lost any weight or not. But and pretty well, might I add. So, but anyway, it was like, I had never been one to know how many calories were in anything, or how many calories I would burn walking or anything. And this little thing, it was just amazing because, um, when it would tell on the app how much you had burned as far as calories for the day, how much you walked. I'd never made that connection between how many steps you walked and how many calories you burned, or how many calories are even in food. So I really embraced it right from the get go, and I lost weight like gang. I mean, it was just came off. It almost like melted away because my routine was not to eat over. I think it was like 12 or 1300 calories a day, and then to walk maybe like 5 or 6 miles a day. And that really did the trick. Like those first 3 or 4 months, I was dropping maybe averaging about 3 pounds a week. I was losing, and and then I thought I had the whole thing figured out, and then what do they call it, like the plateau, or whatever, and then I just kind of flatlined, and plus I was back to kind of eating like the stuff that I would normally. It was hard to sustain it because it's the foods that I like pizza and soda and stuff like that. I didn't want to give up enjoying, things that I liked, like ice cream and everything like that. But by the same token, you have to, if you don't want to be living, your glory days, or whatever you want to call them. I guess glory days would be I don't know, Springsteen, you're talking about when you're in high school, but I don't know, whatever you want, like your final years, or however long they are, you kind of don't want to have to be dealing with diabetes and all the other stuff that comes along with it. You may still have to, but if you can kind of do preventive stuff before then, that's good too. So, that was my goal, as I get older, that the fact, there's no way around the fact that in my 20s and 30s, I just did not take care of myself in any way whatsoever. And, I didn't gain weight, but I'm sure, oh God, there's another story, but, the damage that I had done during those years, I said, I got to do what I can to try to, reverse course, or however you want to call it. And I say, well, what better time than now, And but anyway, back to like the weight loss. So anyway, that had kind of stopped, but I had upped the ante as far as steps went. I was averaging probably between like 8 and 10 miles a day. Just you know. Just any excuse I can to get my steps in, whether it's around the house or at work, or walking back and forth to get the bus or the train or whatever. It all adds up, and totally blessed. On the financial end, I mean, I know that it definitely helped me get losing that amount of weight, helped me in my job interviews, and that they saw I was fit, and definitely helped me on the job, with all the walking I had to do, and just appearance wise, that it helped me during that whole process. And I think if I'd walked into these all the interviews I was doing for jobs, looking like a fat slob, uh, you know, I don't know, it wouldn't have helped. Let's put it that way. And I think just even the type of stress that I deal with, what I've had to deal with work and just life in general, just losing the weight has really helped immensely in that area. And I'm not the most, patient gentleman in the world, but definitely has kind of helped in that area, kind of giving me a little bit more patience, as Guns N' Roses would say, just a little patience can't hurt. And yeah, I really, I'm just grateful to, like you were talking about when I started this video about how just crazy things happen. I'm just on Craigslist looking at what's going on, how can I make a buck here or there, and it turns into, what happened, and now that the money that I got at the end of that, which was like when I finished. It was a really nice check, and going to use that to take my mom and my girlfriend to the Cape in September. So, I mean, you can't beat it. And I'm just really happy and grateful to the Fitbit company, and you know, because I don't think if I had had that, I wasn't one to just join a gym on my own and have something like a physical, like a trainer or whatever. But I could definitely, I didn't like running, but I could definitely walk, and you know, I added like push-ups to it, my dumbbells, and yeah, just I think ultimately, where there's a will, there's a way, and a lot of people, I'm sure, use the excuse, once they reach a certain age, well, the damage is done, and I can't, reverse time or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that anything is possible, and it's never too late. Never too early to start, but never too late to start at the same time. And I know myself, in all areas. I think I had reached the deadline on every aspect whatsoever, and I couldn't hold off on anything any longer. But that doesn't mean that everybody else has to follow that same path. So better me than you to go down that road, because I'm just very lucky. So, all right, let me wrap this up, because I have a feeling all this won't go through. But if I have to, I'll break it up into a couple of separate parts. Anyway, thank you for your time. And if we're in the same boat where I was at the beginning, hang in there. Anything is possible, like I say. And I'm going to end it with that, because I'll just talk for another 10 minutes. And as usual, adios.